Hello everyone and welcome to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah and today we'll be doing a reading for the beautiful sign of Taurus for the month of June 2025. I hope all my Taurians had a wonderful birthday season. Do share with me what great things have happened in your life during this birthday season. I would be very curious to know. Thank you so much. As you know, this is a general reading, so there will be parts that may not resonate. Only take the parts that do. Remember, you don't want to create resistance when you're trying to fit something that isn't meant for you. If it is meant for you, it just sort of resonates on a deep level and you don't even have to sort of think about it. I also shuffled the cards and meditated on the cards, and this is the spread that I have for you today. In the past position, we have the beautiful Empress card, clarified by the Two of Cups. In the obstacle position, we have the beautiful Six of Wands. I love that horse that he is riding on. I'm obsessed with horses. Clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. I love the Ace of Pentacles. Wish it was in a different position. In the present position, you have the Hierophant, clarified by the High Priestess, and in the future outcome, you have the Star, clarified by Temperance. So I just want to say right off the bat, this is definitely going to be a life-changing month for you. I do see that several timelines were adjusted for you. You know, when a timeline gets adjusted, when something is delayed or all of a sudden moves too fast, where you can also notice sometimes inexplicably something kind of goes away, maybe a door closes, or it goes in an opposite direction where there's some kind of a change that happens that, you know, wasn't necessarily unexpected, but also it is kind of you sort of wonder about the timing of it. Definitely quite a few timelines are being changed. This is the big month for you because you have both the Hierophant and the High Priestess. Both of these are major arcana cards, and so they're very powerful cards, very powerful, and so your life's about to change for sure. You also have the Star with the Temperance, so that's another like whole layer of power on top of everything else that's going on. You also have the Empress, leadership card. You have leadership qualities. So like there's just a whole lot of different things that are happening. There's some karmic connections that are being that were kind of like tied up in a knot, and that's being like the knot is being untied. So that's being squared away, and it's different for you know, for you guys because it's kind of like on an individual basis. Definitely it's going to be a powerful month for you, Taurus. So grounding is very important. Do look at that video called The Secret where I explain the grounding techniques. You want to do the grounding cord and change your grounding cord at least once a week. You want to replenish yourself with the golden sun above your head and all good energy, maybe vitality, maybe, you know, ease, maybe health, maybe abundance, laughter, love, you know, playfulness. You want, you know, a lot of wonderful things in your body. You want to try and make sure that only your energy is within your body, because the more energetically clean you are, there's not a lot of foreign energy, there's not a lot of lies in your space or shoulds in your space where some people in your life, well, you should do this or you need to do that or what have you. Your energy only in your space, and that's very important. So always be in the center of your head and make sure that that space is clean, because as above so below, as you visualize, as you imagine, so you create. And to make sure that you create manifestations that are best aligned with your higher self, you want to make sure your energy is clean. The Hierophant is a big powerful card, as so is the High Priestess, and so is the Empress. The month of June is going to have a lot of different astrological happenings. There's a lot of planets that are being moved around. A lot of new cycles are starting. So there's going to be a series of events that will be taking place all over the world. There's more awakening that is happening. People are becoming much more awakened than they used to be. They're much more familiar with grounding. They're much more familiar with, the Council of Souls and Life Review, and they're much more familiar with incarnations. They're much more familiar with, being in your own energy and being aware if there's some kind of other entities or energies around, and what to do about that, and all of that. So as people are becoming more aware, consciousness is expanding, and so the world is changing because people are becoming stronger, whereas they used to be weak. How the pyramid works, the people along the bottom used to be weak, but now they're kind of becoming stronger and they're no longer willing to support the top. So the pyramid is slightly falling apart. And so the people at the bottom are doing their own thing. They're creating their own little pyramid. So there's no one to support the big pyramid, So it's going away. And as the society is changing, that can manifest in various ways. Different people deal with fear differently and love differently. It's interesting to see how that is all happening at this time. But as a fixed sign, Taurus, that's definitely going to have a profound effect on you. There's more compassion and more love and more nurturing that's coming in various aspects into your life. There's more structure and opportunity coming into others. There's some karmic circles, karmic cycles that are coming to a close. So that's going to affect your life. So again, be patient with yourself, hold space, give yourself grace, and, do all those wonderful things. But it's definitely going to be a big month. So take it slow. Try and observe more if you can. I think that observing more during the month of June is going to help you get further. But in the past position, you do have the Empress, which tells me you did complete a growth cycle recently. There was some kind of a lesson that you've learned and mastered, and so something in your life you've kind of grown through. And I think that it very much relates to connecting with other people and building meaningful connections in your life. And this is why you have the Two of Cups that symbolizes that. Creating, those deep emotional bonds with others. And you very much know quality, so you definitely build very quality connections. This is some kind of an talent that you have, Taurus. So you've completed some kind of a growth with establishing and anchoring connections in your life. And I'm seeing that more frequencies and vibrations that are appearing in your life are much more aligned with you. But definitely, the growth period took a toll on you. You may have exhibited a little bit of a diva-like behavior in the past, recent months. You may have been slightly demanding at times in various circumstances. And again, that all relates to and are symptoms of going through growth, which can be quite uncomfortable. You may have been a little bit indulgent as well in the recent past, where you may have spent some things like money on stuff, or have done more lavish, luxurious things. Maybe you pampered yourself somehow to help yourself to get through that. So definitely very interesting what I'm observing here about you, Taurus. In the obstacle position, you've got the Six of Wands clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. Why can't this combination be in the present? You know what I'm saying? This is a great combination. But it is in the obstacle position. So this is what also confirms my understanding of some timeline shifting for you, Taurus. Because the Six of Wands, when it appears in the obstacle position, definitely means that there was some kind of a delay or a setback for many of you. Maybe you didn't receive kind of an acknowledgement about something you did, because you are very hard on yourself, and you also work very hard, and you provide a lot of stability. So you definitely deliver, for others. You're highly dependable and wonderfully loyal. So, you have paid your dues many times over, and you anchor a lot of people around you as well. So it's, disappointing to see the Six of Wands in the obstacle position, because I don't think you deserve any setbacks. And of course, I say that because I'm also a Taurus. The Six of Wands also definitely tells me that you may be feeling a little bit discouraged, which is quite natural. You may be just feeling down, like, overall, like, what did I do, and so it's important to, again, revert back to observing. You want to observe more intently than you have been doing. So, and humility is also being asked of you here. Try and be humble about the Six of Wands moment. Because a part of you may be viewing this recognition or accomplishment or acknowledgement as like being attached to approval from others or something. It's important to recognize and give that approval to yourself. And not so much seek it from others. It's important to not compare yourself to others, because it's okay to compare yourself when you're trying to gauge like progress and just social, in like a social setting. I don't know what example I can provide to illustrate my point. But generally, comparing yourself to others and sort of competing with others is not a good thing, because every soul has a different evolution. If you watch the soul video, you are familiar with the evolution of the soul. So you don't know, what type of evolution another soul is going through, and what type of karma is being fulfilled. For example, karma is, I'm going to do a video on this separately at some point, but karma is unfulfilled, unmet desire, right? So, you can create karma in a positive sense, and it's unmet desire. It's energy that sits, it's not being realized. So, you can fall in love with someone and then that person gets shipped off to war and dies, right? Karma still exists because he loved you and you loved him, or she loved you and you loved him, or whatever. Like, I'm not gonna play around with the pronouns at this time. But karma is unrealized desire, so that energy is just going to sit there until he comes back and manifests again, and then she comes back and manifests again, and then they finally meet in the next lifetime by, I don't know, some weird coincidence, and madly fall in love with each other, because that it's not about love, it's about the energy of desire being released. And so, it's the same that goes with negative examples, right? If you hurt someone and, take away their, mock up, and you know what I mean by that. Try and read between the lines, but, and they incarnate again, and you incarnate again, and then that person gets back at you, and it keeps going in a loop, because it's the energy just sits there, right? The way you clear karma is you release the energy. There's a very distinct difference between karma and justice, because justice is not karma. Justice is a human concept. Karma is a metaphysical concept. It's just energy that's not released. So you can't think of it as a human concept or in a concept of justice. I don't know how I got on this topic. Comparing yourself to others, that's how I got on it. Don't compare yourself to others, because you never know what soul evolution they're going through at the moment. The Ace of Pentacles is also in the clarifying position, and so this tells me that some kind of an offer, an opportunity, you feel like you missed it. But again, this opportunity will come back around in a new situation, in a new circumstance, because it is meant for you. Yes, you, and it will come back around. And so this has more to deal with self-acceptance, and again, maybe issues with seeing yourself more clearly, and kind of developing a stronger self-image. Tapping into your self-image is more kind of important here. And I think that your self-image is becoming clearer because your perception is changing. Now, in the present position, you have the Hierophant, which tells me that in many situations you are the teacher. You are someone who possesses valuable knowledge, unique knowledge, and you do kind of provide that knowledge for the benefit of people around you. Because normally in the tarot card, we would see, like, normally in the regular tarot cards, we would see the two students here at the bottom. And because there are no students, this figure is you. It's you. You are sort of the Hierophant. And it's someone, also wears a crown, so you definitely have leadership and power and all of that. But you also have incredible balance when it comes to knowledge, and you have vast amounts of knowledge as well. And it's so, like, you handle that knowledge really, really well. You have this deeper understanding of like, most people have superficial understanding, you go deeper. And so this is, really gives you sort of an advantage. You also may be establishing new traditions in the month of June. You may be providing and sharing this knowledge in a way that, people are really kind of starting to pay attention to you, and really starting to realize that you actually know what you're talking about. And especially with the High Priestess, another figure sitting on a throne, you also have abilities that seem to be unnatural to others, like meaning that you're able to perhaps see more than others. You're able to listen to yourself or understand yourself better than others understand themselves. Maybe your intuition is far more developed, but you definitely have some secrets up your sleeve, and this knowledge is definitely helping you kind of with this transformative time. If anyone, you are able to take advantage of it the most. And it's good because, you know, Earth is also going through transformation. So I think that you're also getting a lot of Earth energy from Mother Earth, and groundedness and stability. And you're tapping into Mother Earth in such a way that escapes others. But there's definitely a strong connection with the natural world around you. You have a good balance between inner knowledge and outside knowledge. And I think that's what attracts most people to you the most. It's almost like you explain to them this balance, or how to use it to their advantage. In the future outcome position, you have the Star, clarified by Temperance. You are very much protected, and you are also shining bright like the star. The star means that you are the star. You're shining bright like the star. And so the Six of Wands moment kind of maybe was a reminder to stay humble. And so I think that you'll be able to handle shining bright like the star, and being noticed, and receiving recognition towards the end of June. Life changes for many of you are coming about around the solstice time. So the summer solstice time, there's definitely going to be some major events around that time in your life. Some kind of sudden events. We're getting into the unknown territory, and especially with the High Priestess, it's almost like she's hiding. Some kind of a destiny event is coming about. Usually when the High Priestess appears in the reading, it's like you're not supposed to know what's coming next. So there's some kind of a positive development. So hold on to your britches and ride this wave. Ground yourself. You know, I'm telling you, you need to memorize the grounding and the replenishing with the gold sun above and being in the center of your head. You have to like run those tools that I'm, you know, giving you. Other people charge for those tools. You have to run those tools every freaking day, 10 times a day. Until it is just second nature and it just runs in the background. Then I'll give you a protection tool, a protection that adds to the sage and the salt and the cinnamon and the rosemary and, you know, different crystals and all of that. A more significant one. But yeah, the star tells me that there's some kind of sudden positive development that's happening for you. So, you know, be cautious. Temperance is all about, you know, moving forward cautiously, right? In a balanced way, you know, staying in touch with your emotions, but also, you know, having one foot on solid ground, you know, and being very, very grounded. Because emotions can get you in trouble, you know, they can run away with you. So again, when things go great for you, stay calm. It's very important. Now, I'm also going to shuffle the tea leaf cards. The tea leaf cards. The tea leaf cards. Here we go. We've got butterfly, a change for the better. Needle and thread, a sincere wish will be granted. And we have egg, success assured with good plans and hard work. Which is obviously something that you're pretty good at. I'm going to, especially the hard work part. I don't know about the plans, but the hard work part, you do work hard. Shaman's Dream Oracle cards is what I'm shuffling right now. Sky Bridge, possibility for union. Very positive. Very positive. I don't see things that aren't so positive. We also have Spirit Fox, trust your talents in changing times. So, you know, talk, you can observe foxes. You can see how clever they are. Maybe read up on foxes and their best traits. And, you know, remind yourself to channel a fox. Because foxes are definitely very, very smart. And they don't, they know how to take advantage of things. They can outsmart bigger issues, you know, by being super clever. So definitely it's important to remember to trust your intuition, and intuition is always very quiet and always feels really natural, whereas ego is very loud and wants to compete and is, you know, bothered by things. Intuition is very calm and is not in a hurry at all. It's just calm. It's not in a competitive anything, because it's, you know, related to your spiritual self. But definitely, you know, the Fox card suggests to me that you're going to implement some of clever skills this month, and you will outsmart certain things and really run a great play, which will bring you advantages in during this month. You also have the Sky Bridge, which is a great card. It's a reminder that you're being much more connected with your spiritual self. You are seeing your self-image much better, and the byproduct of that is love. So you will feel more love in June than you have felt in quite a long time. And I think that will bring you a lot of satisfaction and naturally help you shine bright like the star that you are, Taurus. Thank you so much for visiting me today, and I hope to see you soon.